5 of the most influential economists in 5 minutes. When it comes to economists, there is an old joke that is frequently relayed. There are 3 economists out doing duck hunting. The first one fires their gun 20 meters in front of the ducks, the second one fires their gun 20 meters behind the ducks, and the third one exclaims, "Beautiful job. It's over for us." With all of that being said, there are a great number of economists who do an outstanding job, and some of them have produced contributions to financial theory that have influenced a wide range of aspects of social history. In the next video, we will introduce you to 10 of these economists and discuss the impact that they have had on society. Number 5. Daniel Ricardo, 1772 to 1823. Given that Ricardo was the 3rd child out of a total of 17 children born into a Portuguese Jewish family, it is possible that his drive was influenced by his huge family. Adam Smith's contributions to the field of economics originated from a more theoretical and theoretically grounded base than his contributions. At the age of 14, Ricardo decided to follow in his father's footsteps and begin working at the London Stock Exchange. He immediately achieved success in the realm of stock and real estate speculation. After reading Smith's The Wealth of Nations in 1799, he developed an interest in economics. Yet it wasn't until nearly 10 years later that he eventually wrote his first piece on the subject of economics. In 1819, Ricardo was elected to serve as a member of the British Parliament, where he was elected to represent a borough in Ireland. Following the publication of his most important work, an essay on the influence of a low price of corn on the profits of stock, 1815, he went on to publish Principles of Political Economy and Taxation, 1817, in which he advocated that the grain laws that were in place at the time should be repealed to more evenly distribute income. Ricardo rose to prominence as a result of his conviction that nations ought to specialize for the sake of the larger good. He was also active in advancing the argument against protectionism. Nonetheless, it is possible that he made the most significant impact on rents, taxation, wages, and profits by demonstrating that it was not beneficial for society for landlords to amass a fortune at the cost of laborers. At the age of 51, Ricardo passed away in 1823, making him one of the great economists who lived the shortest lives. Number 4. Milton Friedman, who lived from 1912 to 2006. The final of 4 children to be born to Jewish immigrants from Austria-Hungary, Milton Friedman was the 4th and final child. Following his completion of his Bachelor of Arts degree at Rutgers and his Master of Arts degree at the University of Chicago, he moved on to work for the New Deal, which was a collection of programs that were developed by President Franklin D. Roosevelt of the United States to bring relief to those who were suffering from the impacts of the Great Depression and to aid in the recovery process. Even though Friedman supported the New Deal in its entirety, he was opposed to the majority of government programs and attempts to control prices. Milton Friedman was more of a practitioner of the laissez-faire economic philosophy than Keynes was. In a free market, he advocated for a reduction in the role that the government plays. These concepts served as the foundation for his book Capitalism and Freedom, 1962, which he wrote. He may be best known for his advocacy of free markets and for being attributed with the idea of current currency markets that are unregulated and unpegged to precious metals standards, representing a slogan of money is worth what people think it is worth. Friedman's publications were even transmitted in secret during the Cold War, and they serve as the foundation for economies that were built on consumption taxes rather than income taxes or wealth taxes being the primary source of revenue. Friedman had the belief that the introduction of capitalism to totalitarian nations would result in the improvement of society as well as an expansion in the range of political freedoms available. In 1976, he was awarded the Nobel Memorial Prize in Economic Sciences, and he was adamant about the connection between the amount of money in circulation and the rate of inflation. The lecture that he gave in 1988 to Chinese students and scholars in San Francisco, in which he referred to Hong Kong as the best example of laissez-faire policies, was seen to have a direct influence on the subsequent economic changes that China implemented. Next up is Nouriel Roubini at number 3. Nouriel Roubini was born in Iran to a Jewish family that had fled to Israel from Iran. His family was of the Orthodox Jewish faith. Throughout his life, he has also resided in Turkey, Italy, and the United States of America, and he refers to himself as a global nomad. Before pursuing his doctoral studies at Harvard University, he received his bachelor's degree in economics from Milan. Currently, he is a professor at the Stern School of Business at New York University. In addition to his work and research, Roubini has also made contributions to the formulation of economic policy at organizations such as the World Bank, the International Monetary Fund, and the Federal Reserve. During the Clinton administration, he was also a member of the White House Council of Economic Advisors. Additionally, he worked for the Treasury Department. Roubini is most well known for his correct forecasting of the financial catastrophe that occurred in 2008. In a position paper that he wrote for the International Monetary Fund in 2006, he issued a warning that the real estate bubble would soon burst, which would result in a significant economic downturn. Since he issued this prophetic warning, people began to refer to him as Dr. Doom. In addition to this, Rubini is well known for his negative stance on Bitcoin, which he has referred to as the mother of all scams. Additionally, he decried blockchain technology as useless during a period in which the market was still extremely bullish about distributed ledger offers. Number 2. Hernando de Soto. Even though Hernando de Soto was born in Peru, he spent most of his boyhood in Europe thanks to the military upheaval that occurred in that country. His work has affected the entire Western Hemisphere, even though he is best known for being the architect of the neoliberal economic reforms that were implemented in Peru. In 1979, de Soto made his way back to Peru and established the Institute for Liberty and Democracy, a neoliberal think tank that was largely influenced by the ideas of Milton Friedman and Friedrich Hayek. To solve the informal property relations and arbitration of the country, the International Land Development (ILD) advocated for free market policies and legislation, which received considerable support from the United States government. During the years 1990 to 2000, de Soto served as a significant counselor to President Fujimori, whom he was successful in convincing to implement shock therapy. De Soto has continued to advocate for free market reforms throughout the Western Hemisphere. Even though the ILD has experienced a decline in popularity and support in Peru, it was his work that sparked the Washington Consensus and helped pave the way for the establishment of NAFTA. The achievements made by de Soto have been recognized by both Ronald Reagan and Bill Clinton, the two presidents of the United States. Number 1. Janet Yellen. At the time of her birth, Janet Yellen was born in Brooklyn to a Jewish family of Polish descent. With a bachelor's degree in economics from Brown University, she went on to acquire a master's degree and a doctoral degree from Yale University. During her academic career, Yellen focused a significant portion of her time on examining labor markets and the effects of government policies. At the same time that she has campaigned for reforms to certain government entitlements, she has also advocated for a Keynesian economic philosophy, which advocates for economic stimulus and a moderate approach to inflation. After being appointed to the Board of Governors of the Federal Reserve in 1994, she remained in that position until she was promoted to the position of Chair of the Council of Economic Advisors. After that, she held several additional positions within the Federal Reserve, culminating in the position of Chair of the Federal Reserve, which she held from years 2014 to 2018. In 2021, President Biden made her the Secretary of the Treasury of the United States of America. Every one of these economists had a significant impact on the globe, but only time will tell how their ideas will influence the way that economics is thought about in the future and where we will go from here. Thanks for watching. Kindly like and subscribe for more videos. In the comment section below, please tell which part of this video you discovered more interesting.